What is going on, everyone? So in this week's video, I want to give a channel recommendation to a buddy of mine, Shane Dignum. I'll link to his channel up there in the corner there. If you enjoy landscape photography, if you enjoy large format photography, and if you enjoy this channel in general, I think you'll really enjoy his channel. And so I have a couple stories to tell about Shane from the past and some trips that we went on. And it goes back quite a ways. So I had to look back at this, go through all the videos and stuff, but the first time I ran into him was in 2011. I had pulled into the Buckskin Gulch parking area in kind of like a southern Utah, northern Arizona area. And I'd pulled in there and I was getting ready to hike into the canyon. I'd been there for a few days. And this truck pulled in with a camper on the back, and the driver got out and said, "Ben, is that you?" And it was Shane. We'd never seen each other in person before, but we had communicated, I think via email, maybe by phone, but we talked a little bit, and we actually had the same camera. We just happened to be in the exact same place at the same time, even though neither of us knew that each other was going to be there. And this is a recurring theme for another story a little bit later on. But we hiked into this canyon and spent some time in there. And on the way out of that canyon, he has the same camera that I do. And so I produced this kind of strange video for that particular day of the trip, where I'm standing there in the middle of these two 8x10 cameras. One set horizontal, one set vertical. I got both cable releases in my hand. I look like I'm working really hard there, and I take a photo by pressing the two cable releases at the same time. And I made some excuse that, oh, there's this short-lived glow and I wanted to shoot both a horizontal and a vertical composition, and this is the only way to do it. And I just kind of left that out there. It was just kind of an amusing thing, and it's a very strange video. Those early videos were very strange. But anyways, I'll link to that up there if you want to check out that video. And then in 2012, Shane and I went on a backpacking trip to Coyote Gulch in southern Utah. And it was not a good trip. It was a ridiculous trip. Let's just put it that way. It was my first time bringing an 8x10 kit on a backpacking trip. All the gear I had was very big, very heavy. Overall, it was darn near 90 pounds that I was carrying. It was absolute insanity. By comparison, I carry about 34 pounds now when I go on the backpacking trips. But we went on that trip and didn't really result in any photos, but it was an introduction for me to that area. And so I think you might enjoy looking back at some of those videos to see a younger version of myself, a younger version of Shane. And I'll link to that playlist up in that corner as well. And there's been several other times that we've bumped into each other in Zion and in Death Valley, including, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago now. I had driven to Death Valley for my normal trip to Death Valley each year. And I leave really early from San Diego, and I get there kind of like mid-morning, late mid-morning, kind of in that time. So I found my campsite and paid for it, and then I went out for the day. I don't leave anything behind at my campsite. It's just my 4Runner is all I have there, so no tents or anything like that. So anyways, I was out there all the way through the evening time and got back to camp. It was already dark by then. I'm backing into the campsite, and then sure enough, there's this dark vehicle next to me. And when I open my car door to get out, I hear this voice saying, "Ben, is that you?" And so strangely enough, Shane had chosen the campsite directly next to me. Even though he didn't know it was my site, I didn't know that he was there. So I think there's something to be said about people having the same sort of thought process in terms of even something as simple as selecting a campsite. And there's, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred campsites or so in that area. So there's a lot of campsites. But I think you'll really enjoy Shane's channel, and he's always going to some interesting places. So yeah, so I figured you might enjoy that. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you around next time.